This is a Q&A about 5 or 6 commonly asked questions around Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner that I wanted to answer. These have been asked a ton. Cooks all over the world, well, in the U.S. during Thanksgiving, because nobody really cares about Thanksgiving in like Australia, but a lot of cooks get asked at least one of these questions, and I want to kind of help you work your way through, especially if this is like your first Thanksgiving, you've never done this before. I wanted to answer some of these questions that, and maybe some of these you don't even know you had questions about, and I'll be answering them for you. So the first one, the most common one that I get asked all the time is, can you cook a frozen turkey? Literally speaking, yes, but should you? That should be the question you're asking. And the answer is simply no. A frozen turkey is a solid block of ice. You're looking at adding several hours onto your cook time by taking the frozen turkey out of the freezer, cutting the bag open, and putting it in the oven. So not only is it a problem because of cook time, but you also aren't going to be able to season it, you're not going to be able to brine it, and all of the gizzards and crap that comes with the turkey is stuffed inside in plastic bags and stuff, and you really don't want to keep that in the turkey while you're cooking it, okay? Pull it out Monday or Tuesday at the latest. With that being said, how do you thaw a turkey out fast? Well, unfortunately, a lot of people don't have access to really deep prep sinks, so in our house, we have to improvise a little bit. One way that you can improvise with this is thawing it out in the bathtub under cold water. Technically, you can use hot water to do it, but the hot water is going to raise the temperature of the turkey and put it into the temperature danger zone, which can increase the chance of bacterial growth. So I'm not recommending that you use hot water. This is like red alert emergency, I have to get this done kind of thing. Also, it's still going to take a long time to thaw out either way. So you're better off, you use cold water, thaw it out in cold water, get the bathtub most of the way full, and leave the cold water on. It's going to run up your water bill a little bit, but leave the cold water on and just have it cranked just a little bit so new water is getting circulated in there, and that'll keep the bathtub at a certain temperature and thaw the turkey out. And that is really the only safe-ish. I mean, it's still, you're putting it in your bathtub, you know. Make sure your bathtub's clean, by the way. Maybe bleach it first. All the other ways risk putting the turkey in the temperature danger zone, things like just leaving it out on the counter. Because you're thinking to yourself, well, the bathtub water's cold. What if I just leave it out on the counter? It'll thaw out even faster. Well, yeah, it'll thaw out faster, but then you run into temperature danger zone, and you do not want to kill grandma, okay? We are trying to keep grandma alive. The best way to keep grandma alive is to just pull your turkey out on Monday and put it into the fridge where it is a cooler environment. That's how we do it in the restaurant. We pull things out of the freezer, we put them in the walk-in. We don't just leave them on the counter, and we don't run them under hot water. The next question is, should I stuff my turkey? Generally, I say no. My personal opinion, I don't believe you should because, again, it's a food safety issue. Why is it a food safety issue? Well, stuffing is not PHF. It is not potentially hazardous food by itself. And when it's not in the turkey, it's dressing. When you stuff a turkey with it, it's stuffing. So people that are asking the difference between dressing and stuffing, that's another one. Dressing is outside the turkey. It was never stuffed in the turkey. Stuffing was cooked in the turkey. So you can stuff a turkey by putting the stovetop stuffing or whatever you bought inside the turkey and cooking it. But you have to make sure that the internal temperature of the stuffing inside the turkey reaches 165 degrees. So the stuffing is going to increase your cook time. Nothing's going to be able to circulate inside the turkey to help that cooking process. So you're going to increase your cook time, and then you have this extra kind of paranoia about whether or not the stuffing made it to temp. This is why I recommend against stuffing your turkey. Where are we so far? So far, pull your turkey out on Monday, don't stuff your turkey. That's basically the short version of where we're at with this thing. Now, another one I get asked a lot is, what's a good brine for a turkey? People will ask this all the time. Brining your turkey, if you don't know what a brine is, it's basically like a salt-sugar combination. Assuming your turkey is now thawed out, you get like a Lexan, or not a Lexan. You get a Rubbermaid container, you fill it up with a combination of salt and sugar. It's about 1 cup of salt and about a half cup of sugar for every gallon of water. And you fill the Rubbermaid up with that. You take the now completely thawed out turkey and place it into the brine. And that stuff will start to penetrate into the turkey, and it'll make it extra super juicy. It'll be awesome, and it's really good. So brine your turkey at least a day before. You could probably do 2 days before, but like beyond that, there's not really a point. You don't really need to you don't need to brine your turkey for like a week. Overnight is fine. Whatever. So one brine is just really simple: salt, sugar, water. I like to heat it up and throw in some like rosemary and some bay leaves and thyme and stuff like that. And I heat it up, not quite to boiling, but hot. So those ingredients, so the seasonings and stuff start to marry inside of that. And then I use ice to cool it down. You want to try and get that temperature back down to about 70 degrees or so, and then put the turkey in the brine, leave it overnight, pull it out, blah, blah, blah. The other one, and this is a recent one that I found, it's actually really good, especially if you're going to be smoking the turkey, is to use Frank's Red Hot. And now, the Frank's Red Hot is not going to make the turkey spicy, because what you do is you get the Frank's Red Hot and you dilute it in the water, and then you use a little bit of salt and sugar to make that brine. This isn't for everybody. You may not want to do this at all, but trust me, it is really fucking good. You got to water the Frank's Red Hot down. I'm not talking about taking a bottle of Frank's Red Hot and just dumping it all over the turkey. It's going to be like a diluted mixture that's essentially going to be vinegar, some spices, a little bit of heat, salt and sugar and water. And that's essentially what you're making. It's just another way to make the brine. But if you're not comfortable doing any of that, just go with the ratios I said before, which is 1 cup of salt, a half cup of sugar to every gallon of water. Now, another one that I get is, how long do you cook a turkey? Well, the internet says 13 minutes per pound. I say you want to do it about 15 minutes per pound, because the internet also tells you to cook it until it's an internal temperature of 165 degrees. I disagree with this. Now, you will have carryover temperature after you pull the turkey out. It's 165 degrees. It'll go up another 15, 20 degrees-ish, thereabout. So it'll end at like 175. But I've found pulling the turkey out at 175 to 180 is actually better. And I'll explain why. Last year, at least one person watching this knows exactly what I'm talking about. Last year, they put the turkey in the oven. The little thing on the breast popped out when it hit 165, and they said, the turkey's done. They pulled it out. They got everything ready. They go to carve the turkey. The breast is fine, but then all of the meat that is by the bones is a little bit bloody. And then you're questioning whether or not the turkey was actually done. And now you're worried that you killed grandma. You're going to cook it to 175. You're going to get an internal read thermometer, which I will leave down in the link. I'll leave the thing down in there where you can get it. I am not affiliated with anything. I'm not making money off of this. I'm just trying to help, okay? So you get one of those. You set the alarm. I'll put up a short showing how to use all of this. There's actually there's 2 different thermometers I'm going to have shorts on to show you how to use. You take the internal thermometer, you put it into the turkey breast, nice and deep inside. You set the temperature to go off at 175 degrees Fahrenheit. What would be Celsius? Okay, so I'm in America. We use Fahrenheit. Cook it for 15 minutes per pound, but that internal read thermometer, the alarm will go off when it hits 175. So guess what? Just because you're doing it 15 minutes per pound doesn't mean anything. All that time might go by. Maybe you started your turkey when it was room temperature. Maybe you did what I said you shouldn't do and leave it out on the counter. Maybe your fridge is at a different temperature. All these things are going to play a role in how long to cook the turkey. So if you have an internal read thermometer, all you got to do is walk over by the stove, look at the damn thermometer, and go, oh, it's not done yet, and walk away. I still say 15 minutes per pound because that gives you a general idea of when to start your turkey when it's going to be done. And it gives you a little bit of padding, a little bit of room. It's okay for the turkey to be done a little bit before dinner, but you don't want everybody there waiting and the turkey is still not done yet. If you cook it to 175, the internal temperature by the end of the cooking process and all of the rest time, which make sure you're resting your turkey. It's had a long day. Rest it. Internal temperature will go up to about 185, 190, and it'll be perfect. It'll be great. I also recommend that if you are new, if you're newer, using tinfoil to tent over the turkey up until about like the last 45 minutes or so of cooking, or using like a turkey bag, something that will keep a lot of that moisture in. And also, one other tip: if you take your turkey the night before and you leave it open, take it out of the bag, take all the gizzards out and whatever. Now leave it open and pat the skin dry, and then leave it in the fridge uncovered and let that skin dry out. That'll give you that really awesome golden brown look that you see in all of those like ads and stuff, even though they're like spray painting the skin or whatever. Yeah, that dried out skin and letting it be in open air for that amount of time is really the key of getting that nice crispy turkey skin. If you have any other tips for people that are new to cooking Thanksgiving dinner and you want to share those, make sure to do them down below. It'd be really awesome for people to see that, especially since there's a lot of cooks that are on my YouTube channel that do watch regularly. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate everything. If you have any Thanksgiving tips of your own, leave them down below. And if you know somebody that has wrecked Thanksgiving dinner in the past, show them this video to at least get them started on the right path to cooking their turkey properly. But otherwise, you guys have an awesome day. Have an awesome holiday this week. I know a lot of the kids and stuff are all out of school, but have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.